The Indiana Fever ended a 9-year wait in style, dominating Atlanta in front of a roaring home crowd. And we got the full breakdown. The Gainbridge Fieldhouse crowd had been waiting 9 long years for this home playoff game. On September 16, 2025, the wait ended in a roar. Indiana came out blazing, feeding off a raucous Gainbridge crowd that hadn't seen playoff basketball in nearly a decade. Trailing 0-1 in the series after a frustrating loss in Atlanta, the Fever knew their season was on the line. From the opening tip, they played like a team unwilling to let history repeat itself. And in the end, they delivered a wire-to-wire victory, their first postseason win since 2015. Welcome to Jintatski Sports, your spot for all things sports. From legendary moments and big-time plays to inspiring stories and deep dives, we bring you the content that keeps the game alive. If you love sports as much as we do, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Mitchell buried an early 3, a crowd igniter that set the tone. Boston sealed defenders inside, and Howard patrolled the paint. Atlanta looked unsettled, with Gray picking up quick fouls. Indiana's defense held the Dream to 14 points, and the Fever led 20-14 after 1. The Dream had work to do to settle into rhythm, but the Fever's energy set the tone early. Atlanta tried to steady themselves. Griner scored on a hook. Pau provided a spark off the bench. But Sims controlled tempo, finding Howard on a cut and Hull for a corner 3. Indiana went on a 10-2 run to stretch the lead to 30-19. Gray hit a late 3 to trim it to 35-29 at halftime. The Dream made their push. Rhyne Howard attacked the rim. Pau hit a jumper, and suddenly it was 40-37. Indiana answered. Mitchell hit a pull-up. Boston scored on a drop step. Howard added a putback. Then, in the final seconds, Lexie Hull drilled a 3 to punctuate a 7-0 run. The Fever led 59-44 heading into the fourth. The crowd was on its feet, sensing a knockout blow in the final 10 minutes. Indiana opened with an 8-0 burst, capped by Sims 3. The lead ballooned to 67-44. Atlanta's body language sagged. Gray, frustrated, picked up another foul and later clashed briefly with fans. Pau hit a pair of threes, but every answer was met with a Fever reply. A Howard layup, a Boston putback, another Mitchell dagger. The Fever closed out a 77-60 win, their first wire-to-wire playoff victory since 2002. Mitchell finished with 19 points and 4 assists, hitting 4 triples. Boston added 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Howard chipped in 12 and 5. Sims orchestrated with poise, and Hull's late 3 was a dagger. For Atlanta, Pau led with 11 off the bench. Rhyne Howard at 10, while Gray struggled with 9 points on 4-for-1-6 shooting. Griner chipped in 7 points, 2 assists, and a rebound. Indiana's strengths were clear. Mitchell's perimeter scoring, Boston's inside-out versatility, Howard's two-way impact, and a defense that held Atlanta 25 points below their average. Weaknesses were minor, a few turnover stretches and lapses on drives. Opportunities lie in diversifying offense through Boston's passing, expanding Howard's mismatch role, and leaning on Sims to steady second units. Threats remain depth and fatigue, especially without Clark and Cunningham. In their war room, the Fever will emphasize replicating this defensive blueprint in Game 3. Aggressive closeouts, early help on drives, and forcing contested jumpers. Offensively, Mitchell and Boston remain the twin engines, with Howard as the third option and bench contributions critical on the road. Atlanta's strengths were muted but visible. Pau's spark off the bench, Rhyne Howard's creation, and Griner's interior touches gave them moments. But weaknesses defined the night. Gray's foul trouble and 4-for-1-6 shooting, stagnant ball movement, and defensive lapses. Opportunities lie in leaning more on Pau's perimeter shooting, freeing Howard with off-ball actions, and using Griner as a facilitator. Threats are over-reliance on isolation, inconsistency against balanced teams, and the weight of not having won a playoff series since 2016. In their war room, the Dream will stress sharper spacing, quicker ball movement, and defensive variety against Mitchell. Above all, they must start faster. Chasing from behind in a hostile arena proved fatal. By the final buzzer, the Fever had done more than just win a playoff game. They had exorcised ghosts of the past. Their first postseason victory since 2015 was a reminder of how far they've come and how dangerous they can be when their stars are in sync. And for Indiana, it was history, a wire-to-wire triumph that reignited belief and reminded the WNBA that the Indiana Fever are back. Thanks for watching Jintotski Sports. If that video hit home or gave you something to think about, drop a like and let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that bring the heart of sports to life. Until next time, stay inspired and keep chasing greatness.